We live in the information age. Yet people are thinking less than ever. Opinions spread faster than facts. Emotions replace logic. And algithubs feed us exactly what we want to hear. The to question, to analyze, to truly think is fading. Critical thinking, once the skill that separated truth from illusion, is quietly disappearing. And most of us don't even notice it happening. Welcome to the Psychology Secrets, where we dive deep into the unseen patterns shaping the modern mind. Today, we uncover a disturbing truth. Critical thinking is disappearing, and most people don't even see it happening. We live in a world drowning in information, but starving for wisdom. Every post, every headline, every notification pulls our attention, not to inform us, but to control what we focus on. Social media has turned the mind into a battlefield where truth no longer wins. Attention does. And slowly, the ability to pause, question, and analyze begins to fade. Our brains are being trained for speed, not depth. We want instant answers, instant validation, instant meaning. Thinking feels slow. Doubt feels uncomfortable. And so, we stop asking why and start accepting what. But here's the twist. This isn't random. It's designed. Algorithms study every tap, every scroll, every emotional response. They learn what makes you angry, what makes you click, and then they feed it back to you, creating a loop that keeps you emotionally charged but mentally asleep. At the Psychology Secrets, we call this the erosion of awareness. It's the process where independent thought is replaced by automated reaction. The more the mind is entertained, the less it is engaged. We start to mistake opinion for fact, emotion for evidence, and popularity for truth. The result? A generation that feels smart, but rarely thinks deeply. Critical thinking isn't vanishing in explosions of ignorance. It's dissolving in the quiet comfort of convenience. At the Psychology Secrets, we often say, the most dangerous prisons are the ones built inside the mind. And today, many of us live inside one. It's not made of walls or bars. It's built from habits, comfort, and invisible psychological conditioning that makes obedience feel like safety. The human brain is wired to avoid discomfort. Questioning authority, challenging beliefs, or thinking differently activates uncertainty. And the brain hates that. It seeks stability, even if that stability is a lie. This is why so many people prefer agreement over analysis. It's easier to belong than to be right. It's easier to follow than to think. But the science behind this obedience runs deeper. Every time we get a like, a heart, or a comment, our brain releases dopamine, a chemical that rewards us for being socially accepted. Over time, this creates a psychological trap. We start chasing approval instead of truth. we stop thinking for ourselves and begin performing for the crowd. At The Psychology Secrets, we expose how this cycle rewires the mind. It begins with simple conditioning. Your brain learns that compliance equals comfort. The more you conform, the safer you feel. Slowly, critical thinking becomes a threat to your emotional stability. Questioning what's popular starts to feel like rebellion. And that's how control spreads. Quietly, emotionally, invisibly. This is not accidental. Systems of power, political, social, digital, all thrive when people stop thinking and start reacting. When truth becomes subjective, manipulation becomes effortless. We aren't forced into obedience. We choose it, one comfortable lie at a time. Critical thinking dies not because we're incapable of it, but because our minds are addicted to comfort, validation, and belonging. And in this age of constant stimulation, the obedient mind feels peaceful, while the thinking mind feels tired. At The Psychology Secrets, we believe that critical thinking isn't dead. It's just asleep. To awaken it, you must learn to pause before you react, to question before you believe. In a world that thrives on speed, silence becomes power. Step back from the noise, analyze before you absorb, and rebuild your ability to think independently. True intelligence isn't knowing everything, it's knowing how to think. Disconnect from the systems that feed your emotions and reconnect with the curiosity that once drove human progress. Ask why again. Read deeply. Doubt boldly. Because the moment you start thinking for yourself, the illusion of control breaks. And that's when freedom begins. If this video made you think, even for a moment, then don't let it end here. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and share this video with those who are ready to see beyond the surface.